practical session that you will need to join in with your laptop if you have, or if you don't have a laptop, there's no need to worry. Thank God for technology. Things are advancing, right? So you can download Asana on your mobile device, right? And join with it, because we are going to demo it. We are going to go into practical ways on how you can set up tasks on Asana and assign it to your team members, right? So tomorrow's class is going to be fully on how you can collaborate effectively with your team, right? So without wasting much time, I am going to share my screen now so that we delve deep into the section. If you know anyone that is supposed to be here and the person is not here right now, please send them a DM, call them, call the group, get them to join. Yeah. Once again, welcome to class. While I try to share my screen, please hope you are getting ready your writing materials, your pen, your book, and you are prepared. Please confirm you can see my screen. If you can see my screen, please confirm that. Oh, thank you, Shoma. Can you see my screen? Can anyone see my screen? All right, so this is a preparatory training for project and project managers, right? At the end of this class, you are going to understand the what, the why, and the how of product and project management, right? So if you've ever desired to break into the product space as a product manager, or you've desired to break into the tech space as a project manager, then this class is for you. Thank you, Victory. I appreciate that. Right. So without wasting much time, my recording has started. My camera is on. We are going to dive deep into today's class. If you know anyone that needs to be here, please send them a message. Get them to join the class. Right. So how do you break into product and project management? There are so many confusing things out there, right? There are so many confusing resources. I remember when I was trying to transition, I went to YouTube. The only thing they'll tell you, go to YouTube, get free resources, get to understand what the role is about, right? But I discovered one thing. The more because I'm very curious with learning, the more I go deeper, the more confusing it was for me, because there are so many resources that if you don't have a strong foundational knowledge of what is, right, you get confused. That is basic truth. You get confused because this person is saying this person is saying this. It's so much out there, right? So there are so many confusing resources out there that confuses people on how to break in without a clear path. So this become a struggle, right? There are confusing job titles as well. You see project manager, program manager, technical product manager, AI product manager, and you are wondering which one is what, which one is which. I can still remember how my accelerator thing used to ask this question a lot. Like, how do I niche down as a product manager? Which one should I go? What is this? What is that? Right? It's a struggle for somebody who has no idea about this part at all, right? Then others feel like, do I need experience before getting a job, right? Because yes, obviously you are breaking in to be able to get a stable job in the tech space because you heard tech pays, right? Now you are asking, do I need experience before getting a job? Because you are going through JDs and the only thing you are seeing is 2 years experience, 3 years experience, and you are confused as a beginner. How do I start, right? Then not knowing which role fits you, either a product manager or a project manager. I have, even before this class, a lot of you have sent DM on which one is product management, which one is project management, which should I go for? And the only answer I could give was wait till the class. You're going to get every clarity that you need, right? So you're going to get clarity on what product management is, what project management is, and which one fits you, which one you should go for, right? So what is product management and what is project management? Just think about it like you want to build a mobile app, right? On your phone now, I think most of you have mobile applications. Maybe you have OPay, you have Money Points, right? So let's see it like OPay doesn't exist. Let's just take, for example, that OPay does not exist. And as a team, we are all one team. We want to launch a mobile banking app, right? And we want to call the name OPay, right? As a product manager, you focus on what to build, which is the mobile banking app, why you are building it, right? And one of the reasons why you are building it would be to help people transfer money from the comfort of their home without going to the bank, right? And maybe let me even ask, right? Let's go back to the class. So who else want to tell us one other reason why we should build a mobile banking app? Yeah, let's make this interactive so it won't just be that I'm the only one talking. Why do you think we should build a mobile banking app? Yes, Halima, yeah, tell us.
Hello, coach. Good evening.
Good
I
evening.
think the reason for building the mobile app should be, let's say the customers are having issues going to the bank to make transactions, but with the mobile app on their phone, it will make things easier for them. All the transactions, it will be easier for them. That means there is a pain point for customers. I hope that makes sense.
Okay, nice. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yes, Lisa, let's have you. Lisa, then we have you today, then we proceed. Hi, Lisa.
Hi,
Hi,
good
Lisa.
evening.
Yeah,
Yes,
good
can you hear
evening.
me?
Yes, I can hear you
Okay, yes.
loud and clear.
So I would say for convenience and for convenience based for convenience for both the customers and the staff, and then to reduce after a long period of time, if the mobile app is functioning well, it will also reduce the cost of running the business. And then, although it will also have a negative part because some people would also lose their job. But yes, for the customers, they are interested in making money, making their customers comfortable, and having them enjoy the service in a convenient way, and then reduce cost of running the business, which means that they will not have to employ more staffs again.
Nice, nice. I love that. I love that example. Hi, Yetunde. Let's have you before we proceed. Yes, Yetunde, give us
Okay,
your
good evening.
reason why you should build a mobile app. Good
Okay,
evening.
so for me, it's more about seamless banking transaction for both the customer and the institution. Makes banking easier. Clients do not need to visit bank to complete their transactions, everyday transactions. That's majorly for me.
Nice, nice. Thank you. So the most common one is to make life easy. And the human mind likes an easy life. Like everybody wants soft life. Instead of going to the bank to queue to stress myself when I have my phone to just do whatsoever I want to do. Why not? Right? So the product manager focuses on what to build and why they are building it, right? A product manager owns the vision of that OPay app that we want to build. He sets the strategy. What measure should we take? How should we go about building this thing, right? Then it ensures that whatsoever they are building is something that is going to give their users value. That is who the product manager is. right? It ensures user value, that user gets value from whatever you are building, right? And in product management, by the time we launch OPE app, it doesn't end there. It's ongoing, it's consistent, because we are going to maintain the app, we are going to improve the app, we are going to like expand the app, right? We are going to delve in the business aspect, we are going to go into different aspects of the market, we are going to expand across Africa and beyond, right? So that is what product management focuses on. But when you talk about project management, it focuses on the how and the when to deliver, right? So when the product manager has given you what to build and why you are building it, it is the project manager that gets the team to get that thing built. I hope you are getting the difference. So the project manager gets everyone to ensure that we build it. How are we going to build it? Engineering team, design team, how are we going to build it, right? So this is how we will do it. So if we give the timeline by, let's say this is December, by April or May next year, we should get our first version out. So it is the project manager that works on the how the OPE app is going to be built and when it will be delivered. So what a project manager owns is execution, right? He owns execution, he owns timelines, he owns the resources, because you're going to do research, the project management tools, the resources, the collaboration resources, everything that will be used to execute this project from start to the end is the project manager. Just like product management is ongoing, project management is fixed, is within a specific duration. So if the project is to build that mobile app, once the mobile app is launched, the project manager's work has ended concerning that app. He moves over to the next available project, right? So this is what product management is, and this is what project management is, right? So key takeaway I would want you to take from this is, when you think about products, you think about direction. When you think about project delivery, a project manager delivers, get things delivered, get the project delivered, but the product manager sets the direction of how things to go. Right now, what career paths do you think you can break from into product or project management? Because remember, the first phase of our class today is how you can break into product management, right? I want you to understand what products is, what project management is, and I believe the last section has been able to explain that. Now, which career path can you break in from? If you are already in the tech space, let's say you are a QA, you are a developer, either a backend or a front end, you are a designer, you can break into product management. And thank God you already have a part you are good on. And in product management, there are different ways you can niche down. So as a QA, you can niche down as a QA product manager. An engineer can niche down as a technical product manager. A designer can niche down as a UI UX product manager, right? So these are different paths you can come. Then if you are from the business role, let's say operations, you've been an executive assistant. I remember one of us saying she was a writer, right? If you are from operations, you write blogs, you write copies, you're a content writer, you are an executive assistant, you're a customer rep, you can break into product management. And the sweet thing about everything is that all your transferable skills, all your skills that you have in your different career path are transferable, right? It doesn't even stop that, oh, you are starting afresh. No, it even gives you an edge. For me, example, I transitioned from the audit field, right? I worked in the audit firm for 4 years. While I was doing that, I was managing a fashion brand. So from audit, from entrepreneur field into product management, the transferable skills today are one of the best skills I can tell you of that are helping me thrive, because as an entrepreneur, you understand the business aspect of building product, and as a product manager, you can direct very well. you can direct the vision, you can set strategies that will help the business to grow, right? So if you are from marketing, you are from sales team, it makes it even easier for you to transition into these roles, right? Then if you are from non-tech roles like audit, finance, education, I think we have some lecturers here, which I even know personally. If you're a lecturer, maybe you're a teacher, it is very easy for you to transition into the tech space as a product or a project manager. The only thing you need is for you to now understand the role you are going into. So if you're going into product management, understand the role, understand what it takes for you to lead in that role, understand what it takes for you to set vision, for you to set strategies, right? Then understand what it takes for you to become a project manager, for you to be able to collaborate your team appropriately, for you to be able to bring everyone, align the entire team to get things done, right? They know that your transferable skills are your strong points to transition into these two roles, right? It is not lost. Your transferable skills are not wasted. It is even an edge for you to thrive in this field. Most important thing you need is proof of thinking, right? How do you think critically? You see a problem, how do you break it down to solve that problem? Once you have that proof of critical thinking, not just certificates, not just wrapping up this 2-day class and say, oh, I am now a product manager. How well did you understand all that was taught during the class? So once you have that understanding, that proof, you are already there. That is the only thing you need to break into product or project management, right? So before we now go deeper into the foundational principles every PM needs to know, does any of us have a question? Any question? If you have a question from that section on how you can break in, please feel free to raise your hand and ask. Yeah, hi here today. I can see your hand. You have a question, please ask. Is Yetunde here? Okay, yes, Joseph, please ask your question.
Hello, good evening. Good evening, ma'am.
Yes,
Yeah,
good
so I
evening.
wanted to ask, you talked about breaking into product or project management, and you selected some group of people. So I wanted to ask, as a student that just finished, as a fresh graduate, is it possible for us to also break into product or project management, or is only people with this common set of people you highlighted earlier, ma'am?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. All right, so I just highlighted a few, right? Irrespective. The last session I ended in November. I had a final year student, so he was still in school while he went through the section, right? And immediately after the program, I think 13 days in, either 13 or 15 days in, 15 days after graduation, he got his first internship job. And he's still a student. He's a final year. He's a doctor, a medicine student, right? So it doesn't limit you. You can be a student. When I was a student, I was strong-headed into entrepreneurship, right? So irrespective of your field, right, you can still transition into these skills. Does that answer your question? Bolutifer. All right, so there is no limitation. Even as a student, you can learn product management or project management and even start working before. I have a friend, right? Even before she went into school, she transitioned into product management. So while in school, she worked remotely as a student for the 4 years she was in school. So she has 4 years experience as a product manager, plus her degree. She studied computer science, right? So coming out of school, it's even easier for her to even niche down as a technical PM and to be a hotspot in the field. So it doesn't limit you from transitioning into any tech field as a student, right? So I just cited those examples so that you can pick from them, right? So yeah, let's continue. Utman, you can mute. Yeah, you come here. So foundational principles every product manager should know, right? What is a product? What is project? And how can you understand this role very well? Because remember, the goal is for you to have an understanding of what this role is, get to know your responsibilities, so that by the end of this section, you have a clear path on which you should go for, right? So what is a product? I would have asked us to give us different definition of what we understand by product or project, but because of time, a product is anything that delivers value to the user. Just see it that way. As a customer, what is a product to you is anything that gives you value. I want to eat rice, good smoky jollof rice. At the end of this day, if I get that rice, if I eat the rice, that is a product to me. So anything that delivers value to a user or customer, whether it's a physical item, digital item, or even a service, rendering a service, and it is designed to solve a problem or a specific problem or to meet a need, is what is referred to as a product. While a project is a temporary endeavor that is undertaken to create a unique product, service, or time. So while a product is to deliver value, a project is to build that product that is delivering value. I don't know if you are getting the point. So a project is to get that product done, a product that is solving a problem. So the project is for you to build that product, right? Now, you all know what management is. The process of planning, organizing, leading, controlling resources, even time, people, and money to achieve a specific goal. Now, if you want to now combine both, what is now product management? You've understood what a product is. You've known that a project is getting that product ready. It could be maybe our OP example. It could be cooking a smoky jollof rice. It could be building a mobile phone to sell. So long that product gives value to the user, it is referred to as product, right? But a project is you building that product, getting that product done within a specific time, a specific duration, and within a specific budget, right? So now you've understood all this. What is then product management? Is now the strategic process of you guiding a product through its entire life cycle, its entire development life cycle, its entire market life cycle, because the product management has development life cycle and the market life cycle. So from idea to development to launch and continuous improvement to ensure that it solves real problem and delivers real value to users. You are not just building. As a product manager, you don't just build products. You don't build for the building's sake. In fact, this is one of the reasons why most startups get into the market space, into the tech space, and tomorrow they are out. Because of one thing they fail to get, which I keep emphasizing on. If you have been following me on LinkedIn, you will know that as a startup founder, the very first team you need is the product team. Because remember, when we started, we said the product manager owns the vision. He sets strategies. If you don't have that product manager at the beginning, by the time if you just come in and just build, let's just get engineering team, front-end developers, back-end developers, designers, so just build this thing, sharp, let's go. At the end of the day, by the time you build, you'll be wondering, why are people not adopting the products? You've launched it on Play Store. Why are people not buying these products? Why are people not signing up? You are wondering, you've forgotten that the very beginning, the foundational process, you missed it. You need a product manager to help you validate that idea that you are building. So your responsibility as a product manager is to guide that product you want to build, validating the idea, ensuring that users actually need the product, conducting research to know which similar product is available in the market. How are the competitors thriving? What was their strategy? What is the strategy they are currently using? Getting to know, oh, okay, if this is what they are using, how can I leverage into the market space? Is there a gap? Do people need more clarity? Right? So you have to do a whole lot of things, a whole lot of validation for you to approve this product that, oh yes, we can build. Because at the end of the day, by the time you launch that product, if it doesn't solve user problem, your company will fold up and pack off of the market. So a product manager or product management is that process of you guiding that product through its entire life cycle. Now, project management is you applying your knowledge, the knowledge of collaborating your team members, right? The skills that you have on how to use these tools. Then the tools itself, what are your favorite tools that help you to execute better? Then what are the techniques? Then you making up plans to execute and complete a temporary task or initiative within a specific constraint lifetime. Within a specific time, budget, or scope. So that is what project management is. Take, for example, now we want to build a mobile app that helps a user to order a ride, just like Uber, Bolt, right? As a product manager, we have Uber in the market. We have Bolt in the market, right? Let's use InDrive, for example. When InDrive was coming into the market, look at the strategy they had to come in with. They knew that Bolt is existing, Uber is existing. Customers love these products. It's not like customers are not using them. And you want to come into that space. As a product manager, you need to think, how do I leverage, how do I penetrate into the market? Not just building the app, not just saying, oh, that is a problem. People need rides. They are going to the office, they are running late, they need ride at all time. They are going from, for those in Lagos, they are going from mainland to island, they need a ride. No. Yes, there's a problem. There's a problem people have, companies are solving or people need solution for, but there are existing organizations, existing companies solving that problem. So as a program manager, when you're coming into that space, the question you need to ask is, how do I penetrate? What will make people to choose InDrive from Bolt, from Uber? And InDrive came with that strategy of price on the go, at the price as you go. Right, you can negotiate the price. So if the app is telling you that it's 5K, when the driver arrives, you can say, okay, now 4K I get to. I have 4K. And yes, you can negotiate the price. This is one good strategy that they use in penetrating into the market. So a product manager doesn't just build apps for building sake. You don't just build because, oh, you discover a problem. Yes, you should just build for it. No. First, does that product or that idea you have solve a problem? Do people need it? What is the percentage of people that need it? That's another aspect you should look into, right? Why the project manager will come in to ensure that that InDrive app is launched successfully. If the investor building InDrive says my budget is 5 million, the project manager had to plan that application within that 5 million. What is the duration? Okay, looking at the constraints, because of the budget, we cannot get maybe senior developers who have to go for mid-level, or we'll get one senior developer, maybe 2 mid-level, right? Okay, let's use this budget. Okay, because of this, it's going to take 6 months to launch the first version, right? Now, what scope? What have you planned at? So the project manager ensure that what they are planned, the plan they have, the budget that is available, and the timeline is being followed accordingly. So you get everything to launch successfully within this time, budget, and scope. Right, so this is what product management is, and this is what, in fact, with this, we can even end today's class because we've gotten value from it already. I am sure that you've understood what product management is and what project management is, right? So as a product manager, you are not the one who ensure that you are guiding this team, you are identifying this problem, you are guiding the whole development process, and you ensure that what you people are building or what your team is building is actually solving a problem. While the project manager ensures that every team member, both the designer, the engineers, the marketing team, everybody collaboratively work together to ensure good or successful execution of that project. So this is what product management is, and this is what project management is, right? So let's move faster. What are the core foundations of product or project management? As a product manager or as a project manager, the core foundation you need to have is that you need to have a problem-solving mindset. Develop it. If you don't have it now, develop it. Get tools, there are resources you can use to develop a problem-solving mindset. You can even use your own life, right? Let's say maybe you run out of data, right? You run out of data and you need to get data, right? You developing, you saying, oh, because I'm broke, I can't get data, doesn't solve the problem. Okay, I'm broke, I can't get data, and my self-esteem will not let me beg. What can I do? Maybe you're looking for an available job to do to get that problem solved, right? So it's important that you develop that mindset to solve problem. Excuses, no matter how genuine they are, I still say it, your excuses are not genuine enough because you still need to solve that problem. A problem solve, somebody who has that problem solving mindset is somebody who is always proactive. You want to solve the problem. If you don't solve that problem, you are not comfortable. You are looking for different ways. When people ask, that is why you see the people who thrive today are those who pay sacrifice. It's very convenient to say, oh, I've tried every means, I can't solve this problem. But there are some people that will stay up late into the night trying to look for different solutions. How can I solve this problem? What can I do to solve this problem? There's a problem existing. You need to solve it, right? So you need to develop that mindset as a product or a project manager. Then user and stakeholder thinking. You have to place your users first. You have to think about your users. My users love this product, this OP app we want to launch. Will they love it? How are they going to use it? If they are using this particular feature, what will their experience be like? So you put yourself in the user's shoe. Your stakeholders too, because you need to carry them along, right? What will my stakeholders be thinking? What will satisfaction mean to them? So you need to have this mindset. Then clear communication. Know how to communicate with your team members. Know how to get them to understand what you are building, why you are building it, how you want to build it, when you want to launch it. Get them to understand it, right? Then prioritization and trade-offs. You prioritize your features, you prioritize what matters most now that you need to build. Then finally, execution and accountability. As a product or a project manager, you need to have this mindset, right? Note that tools that you use, like even for you as a project manager, those tools, they can come later. If you have a tool and you don't know how to set up or use that tool, does that make sense? It doesn't. So tools come later, thinking comes first, right? So ensure that you have all these mindset, you have the understanding of who a product manager is, who a project manager is, your responsibility as a product or project manager is, you have problem-solving mindset, you understand your stakeholders and your users, you communicate clearly, you know how to prioritize your features, you know how to handle trade-offs when they arrive, then you execute successfully, you take accountability as at when due. This is what you need before you launch into the space, right? I think I saw someone raising their hand. Is it that you have a question? We'll ask questions once I wrap up with this phase. Please confirm you can still see my screen so that we can move forward. All right. Thank you. Thank you for that. Yeah, thank you. So that is what product management is, and that is what project management is. So before we go into the third section for the day, your core responsibility across the product or the project life cycles. Does any of us have a question? Any question from that section we just wrapped up with? Any question? Any question? All right, let's proceed so that we can finish up on time. Right now, what are your core responsibilities as a product manager, as a project manager? Right, note that we have in product management, we have the product development lifecycle and the market lifecycle, right? But today our focus is on the foundation, which is the product development lifecycle. And as a product manager, remember we said the idea, right? You validating that idea, you discovering that idea first, then validating it, right? So the phases are idea and discovery, validation, they're planning the idea on how you are going to build it, right? Why you want to build it, then you build and launch that product, right? At the end of the day, after launching, your responsibility does not end there. You measure, you track data, you measure everything, and you improve on that product. Get to know how your users are, what your users are experiencing from using the product you have launched, then use their feedback to iterate on that product, right? So in the product lifecycle, your responsibility as a product manager is to define the problem. Right? During the idea and discovery phase, define that problem you want to solve. What do we want to solve? What problem do we actually want to solve? Now, by the time you get the problem you want to solve, by conducting your research, getting users to like hear from users, look at what they want, what they need, why they need it, then you mapping out your features that you want to build from those data you have gathered, you prioritize those features. Right? Prioritize the features, align with your team. Align with your team, maybe during sprint planning or any planning meeting that you have, right? Then major success. Don't end at launching. Don't say, oh, because users said they need it, I built it, so everything is going to be fine. No. How are users using it? You can use their experience to now improve on that product. So take, for example, the OPay app that we're talking about. Now we've launched it. The first two features we built is like what everybody said now, is to be able to maybe make transactions, transfer money, right? Transfer to your family and friends, right? So to be able to also deposit money. Now you can easily do that with OPay app. You can send money into an OPay app, you can transfer money from an OPay app, right? As a product manager, your responsibility doesn't end there. You want to see, okay, it will still be easier if my users can recharge, buy airtime, buy data from this application also, right? So you look at what they want to do, what benefits the user, look at their experience, how they are using the product, and try to improve on it. So you expand it from just transferring, depositing, to ensuring that a user can buy airtime from that product. Right? It shows that, oh, you are really doing what is needed to be done. You are improving appropriately. So you improve alongside with your user. A wise man once said that as a product manager, pick one core feature that is a major thing to that idea that you want to solve, right? Pick that core feature, build it, launch it, get users to use it, see how they are using it, then use their experience to improve on that product. Right? Use their experience to improve on that product. So you doesn't just stop at launching. Even after launching, you measure success, see how they are using it, and use it to improve. Then the project life cycle, once the product manager define the problem, prioritize the features. Now aligning the team, the project manager step in, right? You start from the initiation phase. That is when you start the product. You initiate the product, is this the project is the start. Then you plan, what do you need to get this project done, right? Plan, get the team members. What team members do you need? What take for example, is a physical product. Even let's say the project is to ensure that okay, Utman, by the end of February, I have a wedding by February, and your responsibility is to ensure that every a guest that comes to the party eats jollof rice. It's a project, right? Ultimate responsibility is to plan. Who do I need? Okay, I need Mama Iyabo. I need this. I need that. We need to buy rice. We need to buy tomatoes. We need to do this. It plans. At the end of the day, we need a vehicle to take the food to the location. You pay a driver ahead, right? So you plan, what do you need to get that project done? Then the execution phase is close to the day. Maybe you have planned, you've bought some unperishable things ahead of time. Then when it's time, maybe a day to you buy the perishable things, get Mama Yabo to get her team and start cooking the jollof rice. You execute, and the following day you ensure that that food is taken to the location and people are eating. While people are eating, you monitor. It doesn't end there. Which side have they fed? Have they fed this line? Have they fed this line? You ensure that, because Blessing gave you this contract and said everybody must eat. I don't want a situation where at the end of the day, some are calling me, I could not get food in your party. So you monitor. Your job doesn't stop at execution. You monitor. What are the constraints? What are the challenges arising? Is the food enough? Will the food not be enough? Maybe you reduce the quantity you are serving. You monitor. Then closure. That closure is that you deliver successfully, right? So as a product manager, your responsibility, a project manager, your responsibility in these roles is to define the scope. Define the scope. Everything you need, everything to ensure that that project is a success. Define it. Manage timelines. Oh, by January 2nd week, let's buy raw rice. Let's buy, at least that Christmas rush is out. Rice price will be going down. Let's buy rice. Let's buy groundnut oil. Let's buy tin tomatoes. Those things are not perishable. We can buy them down, right? The managed timelines. Oh, by 3rd week, I should be able to source for the driver that will take the food and pay. 4th week, I should be able to pay Mama Yabo. Like, you manage your timeline, you plan everything, the resources, everything that you need to ensure that that project is a success. Then you track progress. How are things coming? How is everything going? Does Mama Yabo have challenges? Maybe Mama Yabo call you and like, the people I'm bringing to help me cook, one said they have family meeting, the other one is saying this, is becoming a problem. You track progress so that you will be able to solve all these problems ahead of time. That at the end of the day, it doesn't become a limitation or a problem to getting that task delivered. So you try your best to remove every blocker. So this is your responsibility, either as a product manager or as a project manager, right? Now, we talked about the life cycle, what you need to do in each phase, right? But as a product manager, what are your key responsibilities? First is identifying user problem and market opportunities. We've said this before. Defining product vision and strategy, prioritizing vision, collaborating with design, engineering, and business team. You are not people say the product manager is the CEO, but you are not directly like the one authority as the CEO. Your CEO is the CEO of the product, because you are not a solo idea approver, right? You don't just say, oh, this is what I want, and that's the final say. No, collaborate with your design team, your engineering team, your business team to ensure that everybody gives their inputs concerning that idea that you have, even though you are the one that will give the final verdict, because you are the product manager, you are the one that understands what you want concerning that product, right? But get their ideas. It helps. In practice, I can tell you, collaborating with your team, getting to know what they need, what they want, help you to even make better decisions most times, right? So collaborate with them, then ensure that at the end of the day, by the time you launch that product, the product gain market fit and your users are satisfied, right? Then as a project manager, you define project goals, timeline, and deliveries. You create project plans, schedules, and budgets. You coordinate your team effort and resource allocation. You ensure that what the front-end engineer is building, get them to write their RFC. Oh, front-end engineer, this is what you are doing. Back-end engineer, this is what you are doing. Allocate resources appropriately. Then monitor risk and handling issues. Then ensure that the project is delivered on time and within scope. Right? On time and within scope. So while a product manager asks, are we building the right thing? A project manager asks, are we building the team right? Is it on time? Are we following the budget that we have? So this is your key responsibility as a product manager. So without wasting much time, right? We share the slides with you. You can go through the similarities between product managers and project managers. So why the two roles are distinct, why they are two different roles entirely, right? The product manager and the project manager have some similarities. And before we even move to the next phase, there's something I will tell you. As a product manager in the startup industries today, you serve as both a product or a project manager. Yes, it's possible. That's why most times it's important you have an understanding of both roles as a product manager. Yeah, but as a project manager, you don't necessarily need an understanding of product management, right? Because yours is to align the team, get them to deliver. But the product manager is to collaborate, right? So if there is no project manager available, you can serve as a project manager, as a product manager, right? So while the two roles are similar, you need both of them to launch a product, right? You need the product sense and the project sense to be able to launch that mobile app. So as distinct as they are similar in several ways, right? And these are the several ways: cross-functional collaboration, strong communication skill, problem solving and decision making, goal-oriented, planning and prioritization, then using similar tools. They are similar in different ways. You can read this up. The key characteristics of a product or a project manager, you can read them up, right? So now, before we go into our final session for the day, which is what it takes to achieve true market fit. As a product or project manager, know that in building and managing a product, your goal is to ensure that that product is valuable. Please, if there is anything you don't joke with, please, you can apply. If you're an entrepreneur today, let's say you have a business, you can apply this to your business. See, if there is any skill, any entrepreneur, any manager, maybe you are in a management position, any startup founder, any business owner needs to succeed or thrive, is that product management sense. You need product and project management sense to thrive in your business. Not just even managing others' business, right? If you are building your own business, you need that sense. To lead your team appropriately, to manage your team very well. As a founder, as a manager, you need that product or project management sense. Because one, you are ensuring that what you are building, whatsoever you are doing, is valuable, is feasible, like it's possible for it to be built, right? It's possible. Then it's usable, it's something that is simple for users to use. The dress you are selling, you see a 3XL person, you are selling a 2XL product to the person, trying to convince the person. As a product manager, you will have that sense that even if I convince this person, this dress will not fit the person. I can't get satisfaction today and lose tomorrow. You will understand what it takes to, like, this dress is not your size, I will get your size. Like, it's something that should be usable, it should be viable, it's something that should bring in money. Yeah, even if it's you are building a non-money organization, right? You still need money. They still need money to run that non-profit organization, right? So even if it's an NGO that you are building, it should still be viable. Any product you are building should be viable, because if there is no money to pay your team, everything with you, your company will fold up. There are startup owners today who has put their product pending, good, valuable product that is solving good problem, because they can no longer pay engineers to maintain the product. So you should ensure that whatsoever you are building is viable. The first feature you are launching will bring in money that will be able to pay your team, right? Then you ensure that is a success in the marketplace. Don't just come in because you see that there's a problem there. Set strategy to come into the market, right? So the most important question every PM should answer before building anything is, how valuable is this product? Does it solve a problem? Does it meet a need? Does my users need it? Would it deliver value to people that the target audience you are building it for? You have to answer. See, when we say answer this question, we are not saying answer based on assumption. We are not saying, see, you don't just answer because you want to just build it. You answer because that answer is real, based on data, based on real facts. Then how easily can you build these products? Don't say, oh, because you want to please your stakeholders, you know that this product will not go live in 3 months' time or in 6 months' time. And you're saying, yes, 6 months is enough. At the end of the day, you're spending 1 year. One, you will lose trust, right? You will lose trust. So get to know what are the technicalities involved in building, in bringing this product to life. As a product manager who wants to stay irresistible, who wants to stay valuable in the market, you want to ensure that whatsoever you are building solve a problem, and you understand the technicality. You state how easy it is to launch that product, right? How easy is it for your users to use the product? Is it confusing? I don't want to mention products, but I have downloaded applications that onboarding process is so draining that I got tired. I downloaded that app in 2010. I left it. I downloaded it again 3 years ago. I left it. Even this year, I tried to like, oh, people are still talking about this product. Let me just try it. I downloaded. These steps are just too long for me to go through. I'm like, who are the product managers here? I left it again, right? So how easy is it for your users to use this product? Is it something that is simple for them to understand? Is it easy to navigate? You want to ensure these steps, the time to value, the time to their first value, the time to get to their own dashboard. How long is it? How short is it? Right? Then how can the business make money from this product? These are the questions you must answer as a product manager before you launch any product, before you start building any product, before you approve any product, right? A startup founder has met me. He talked about his idea. He wants to build a product and all of that, right? I told him the constraints. He told me about his budget. I told him it can never. I told him all the constraints. Like there was no hide or covering things or because I needed that project, right? The money is big, but I told him the constraints straight up from beginning so that you understand what it takes. He saw value, like we talked at length, we talked about strategy, saw value. And he was like, blessing, what are the ways you think I can go to get these things? I had to give him different ways to source for these things, right? And he was like, when I get everything ready, I'm coming back for this project. So you should ensure that you are somebody who is reliable. You are somebody who is actually solving problems, not just bearing the name product manager or project manager, right? Albert Einstein said that if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'll spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem, 5 minutes thinking about the solution. It's weird. I could have asked us to just do a short experiment on that, right? Like, get to know your ideas on it, but our time is fast spent. We want to finish exactly by 8:30, right? So he said, if I have 55 minutes, if I have 1 hour to solve a problem, 1 hour is 60 minutes to solve a problem, I will spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about the solution, because everybody, it's easy for people to find solution. Oh, I want to sell clothes. I want to own a boutique. I want to sell foodstuffs. It's easy for people to think about solution. Like, the solution is the most easiest thing. Building an app is not the problem. Ensuring that app you are building solve a problem, people need it at the end of the day, that is the problem. Launching a boutique is not the problem. You analyzing the area you want to launch that boutique, analyzing the environment. If I launch this boutique, maybe you want to sell US clothes, maybe Turkey, you want to sell Nigerian clothes. Will people buy these clothes? Who are the kind of people in this environment? What do they want? What do they need? What are the quality of clothes they need? What can they afford? You have to do that analysis, do that research, understand the market before you launch the boutique. So the problem is not the solution. The problem is that problem. Think about the problem, get to understand it. Create strategies on how that problem is going to be a success by the time you launch it. Then you cannot think of the solution. How should I now launch it? right? So this is all you need to know about your responsibility as a product or a project manager. These are the basic foundation you need to know, right? So before we move to the final section, do we have questions? Yeah, thank you. Any question on this section? Ask me questions, because we are going deeper. We are going deeper. Yes, Halima. Halima, ask your
So
question.
I wanted to ask, but it's not from this section. Maybe later when you are done, or if I can ask now.
Oh,
Can you
okay. All
hear
right,
me?
no problem. No, because of our time. Yeah, I
Okay,
can hear
thank
you.
you.
Because of our time, when I wrap up, you can ask. Yes,
Okay,
you can
thank you.
ask. All right, so let's move to the final session of the day, right? You have understood how you can break into product or project management. You have understood what it takes, what product management is, what project management is, your core responsibility in both niche, right? Your transferable skills you can transfer into each of the niche. Now, what is product market fit, right? This is a foundational class for you to understand, but I decided to bring this in because there are some of you here that at the end of this training, you would want to like push further to become a product manager or a project manager, right? Why there are some of you that just this training, you take it home to gonna go and apply it to your business, right? There are some of you here that you will apply it to your individual roles that you are today, right? And I needed to bring this in here, right? What does it take to achieve true market fit? What is even product market fit, right? What does it mean? Why do we need it? Why does beginners need market fit? Right? So we are going to dive into the section for you to understand it. So product market fit is just you ensuring that what you are building, first, you build it right, right? You build it right. At the end of the day, your users love it. They love it. And they don't just stop at loving it, they are using it. They are using it. Now, let's say maybe we launch OPay at the end of the day after building it. Then the first 2 months, we got 100 people to start using OPay. What does product market fit means to OPay? Is, let's say, after within that 100 people, if 40 people say they can't do without that product, they cannot do without that product, like they love OPay, like somebody like Blessing that loves OPay a lot, right? They fell in love with OPay. You will understand that, oh, OPay has achieved its market fit, right? So if your users, if you launch a product and your users are dropping off, your users are not using the product as expected, your users are not staying, there is no retention, then it means there is a gap, right? So product market fit is just simply when you have built a product that solves a problem for a specific people who doesn't want to go through the stress of going to the bank, and they actually want it. They want that problem you have solved, and they are using it, and they are willing to keep it, and they are willing to pay for it. This is what market fit means. I am using an application and they said I have to go pro, like Canva. I need Canva to design my slides, and I need a pro version to get the best experience. I paid for it, right? So when you get people to use your product that you have built, the product is solving a real problem, and your users love it. They are willing to pay for it. You have achieved market fit. They say the holy grail of product management is achieving market fit. If you build a product and that product, people don't love it. See, let me explain this part very well because I want you to get it. The number of years you have spent in the industry doesn't make a product to move from introduction phase to growth phase. You know, I've told you about the development life cycle, which has to do with everything about developing the product. Now, in product management, we have the market life cycle, which is introduction, when you launch the product into the market, right? Get people to adopt the product and all of that. Set strategies to get people to start using the product and ensure that you keep them using the product, right? So that is the introduction phase. Then your product grows to the growth phase. Here you know that, oh, you have gained market fit. 40% of your users can't do without your product. They are using it. People are adopting the product and staying. Your users are recommending the product. Once you get to that phase, you know you've gotten to the growth phase. You cannot think of ways to expand, maybe expand into different markets, into different products and the likes. Then we have the maturity phase and the decline phase. These are the 4 phases of the product life cycle. Now, when you launch a product into the market, right? If that product has not achieved market fit, if that product does not have users who are using it, and 40% of those users are saying, I can't do without this product. As a wise product manager, right? Once it's going to 3, 4, 5 years, the best thing for you is to do more research and see how to pivot to that product. Because by that time, if that product doesn't achieve market fit, what you have built is, I don't want to say is wrong or is vague, but you have missed it, right? Because the idea or the goal for you to build and launch that product is to get people to use it and love it. Is to grow that product. Is to grow that company. Is to ensure that that company is expanding. So if you launch the product and people are not using it, what is the point of launching the product? This is why many startups are still struggling. You have stayed in the market for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years. Your products have not gained market fit. Nobody even knows your product, just a few audience that knows it. And you are still there, still passion. Before you know it, all your resources are out. You will not be folding up, or you'll be telling your staff, laying off staff, telling your staff you can't pay anymore. A wise product manager knows that once that product is going that route, you have to pivot into solving another valuable problem, right? So ensuring that the product you are launching, the idea you are launching gains market fit is very important for you as a product manager. I launched a boutique. Ensuring that I have customers who are buying my products, who are buying clothes for me, it shows that I am doing well. If I can't get people to buy clothes, how will I pay the next rent? How will I stock up? Because if only 2% of users are buying the clothes, by the end of the month, I must have spent that 2% money in feeding. How will I progress? Right? So you have to ensure that the idea, that's why it's important, what you are launching is solving an actual problem, right? Companies who start with a good product foundation don't struggle with market fit because all the due diligence must have been done, right? But it doesn't end at just launching the product. You set strategies to ensure that that product gain market fit. Right. So a simple explanation I can give to you about market fit is that ensure you are building the right solution. You are building it for the right people and at the right time. So what are the signs that shows that your product has achieved market fit? Your users returning without being forced. Like they are coming without you forcing them. I am selling foodstuffs. This woman keep patronizing me every month. Spending 200 to 300K buying foodstuffs from me. Your users are returning without being forced. Your market base is growing. People are telling people, go and use that product, you will love it. Go and use that product, you get value. So people recommend it organically. You don't need to struggle with ads. You don't need to. So you doing ad is trying to expand, trying to get more people to use it because you know that people are going to get value from it. And those people are going to tell, let's say 10 people got value, the 10 will tell another 10. Those 10 are going to tell another 10. the thing is growing, right? So you ensure that people recommend it organically. The product solves a real pain. A real pain, because that is the only way people are going to get value from it. If I can get the same value I'm getting from you from another person, why should I stay? That's why you see that if I create an application, or let's say maybe Uber and Bolt now, right? They are offering the same thing, almost the same features, right? What Uber will continually do, or what Bolt will continually do, or what InDrive will continually do is what will make my users to choose me and not the others. It could be customer service, right? The way you pick up customer pain points, you attend to them. It could be something else. It could be maybe your price, right? Trying to maybe set your price. It can be anything. So what you do at that point is to ensure that you are giving value. You are giving value in different ways to ensure users keep coming. Users choose your product over others, right? The product, the value you are giving is actually solving a real pain. If I'm using Bolt and I'm calling them, or let's say I'm using Money Point and I'm calling their customer service and they are posting me, telling me to send plenty emails and all of that instead of solving my problem. And I call OPay customer service and in 5 seconds, my problem is solved. Will I go to Money Point? I'll continue using OPay, right? So you ensure that the thing solves a real pain. When this is done, growth becomes easier, not harder. So as a product manager launching a product, you have to ensure that that product achieves market fit. That is when you can actually say that, oh, you are growing. Now, what is the role of you as a product manager in achieving market fit? Understand the problem deeply. Validate ideas before building. All this you've done in the ideation phase. Build with feedback, not assumption. Don't assume. Don't assume that people will need that product you are building. No. Then measure what matters. Measure real data. After launching, don't stop. See how users are using it. Get analytical tools to see how your users are using that product. Then ensure that those data you are getting, you are using it to iterate on the product, improve the product, get people to love it more. Right? A key takeaway is that market fit is not luck. Don't think it's luck. Jumia today, people buying without stress, without too much advert, or Coca-Cola today, Amazon today, it's not luck. It's intentional work. They put in effort to ensure that you fell in love with the product and you stay without going. You even recommend others, right? So have it at the back of your mind that is not luck. So with this, we have come to the end of our class. You've been able to understand the difference between product and project management, how you can break into both roles, the foundational principles, your core responsibility, and what market fit really looks like. So tomorrow, we are going to go into the practical aspect of us coming with our product management tools and learning how to collaborate with our team members to build this thing, right? As a project manager, you're getting your team to build this product. What does it take to build this product and launch it? So we are going to learn that, right? There's an thank you, Ruben. Yes, we have a paid class, but that's not the idea of this class. The idea of this class is for you to get impact at the end of this free class, right? So we have an accelerator program for those who want to go into product management and project management, right? More details on that will be shared in the group if you are interested, right? And because you attended this class, we are going to give a free installment payment plan that can help you pay, right? It's 100K, so 50 you can pay into installments, right? So if you want to go deeper into product or project manager, you can go for that, right? The community manager will share that. There is an attendance going on in the chat session. Please endeavor you fill it before you drop off, because only those who feel that assessment are the one that who feel who register their presence are the one that are going to get access to the recording, right? So the recording is going to be shared, the slides materials will be shared. Then there is an assignment at the end of today's class, right? One thing I want to do from this class, because of Ruben, what Ruben just hosted now, is I'm going to give scholarship to one person, right? I'm going to give scholarship to that person. Now, it might be, I'm not going to give you the criteria, because if I do that, many of you are going to win, right? So the assignment, we'll drop the assignment on in the group, right? Get your assignment at least before 12 tomorrow. Try and submit. Yeah, it's a very simple assignment. Try and submit that assignment before the 12 p.m. tomorrow, or let's say 2 p.m. since tomorrow is Sunday, before 2 p.m. tomorrow. Then join on time with your laptop, your mobile phone, download Asana on your phone, come with your writing materials, and get ready for the class. Please fill the attendance, it's very important, right? So
Yeah.
yes, we are going to welcome questions now. Yeah, we'll welcome questions now before we wrap up for the day. So Rukayat, let's have you.
Oh, thank you very much. And I must commend you, Blessing. This is such an amazing class. And just to throw it out there to all intending product managers out there, trust me, this is 6 months of experience that has just been dropped on your laps. I I understand that you may not get it right now, but trust me, by the time you go ahead and further in this path, you will look back to these days, this particular day, and everything that have been said, and you see that there's just no difference. It's just experience that is unveiling there. So that's amazing. I'm going to ask one question based on behalf of those that are starting out. Yeah, the year is ending already, and 2026 is out there. A whole lot of people have joined this class. Um, Most importantly, for them to be able to set out their goals and have a career path, right? So, how would you advise someone to go about their 2026 career path as a product manager? Just a very short explanation on, if you look back at yourself now, and if you have the knowledge that you have right now and you want to advise yourself to start out, what would be your roadmap? That's one. Secondly is for us that are already into this path, right? You mentioned a lot of things for me particularly, and one of them I'm going to actually be is going to work for me right now um, on my own deliverables, which is every reminders for product managers to always check on the what and not have to say yes every time, and then to also be very what's the word again? To be very systematic, right? Strategic. I mean, yes, strategic in terms of saying yes, saying no, which means you have to keep a lot of data, right? And as much as sometimes this knowledge are things that we know, execution is another thing. You understand? So I'm going to be very, very intentional about that, and go back to my drawing board and see what needs to be done. Meanwhile, I'd like to ask that, what are those things that you think you do that helps you to keep your problem solving mindset like very active? Because sometimes most times if we look at it, especially people who work in fast-paced environment and startups, right? Most decisions have to be taken like on the go. So they're having to take your time to rethink these things. Sometimes, it can be a whole lot of process. So what are those things that you think you do? I know reading and jumping on resources is one thing, but then if you come from companies that maybe they are running a whole lot of apps, you're still juggling trying to be an intern that is very very resourceful, right? So that time to really want to read all of those things are sometimes not practical, So one of the things I actually added to mine is listening to a number of podcasts on Spotify. But I just wanted to tap into yours, if there are other things you do that help you stay active in terms of problem solving mindset. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you for that question, Rukayat. So you asked 2 questions. First one is product roadmap for those just starting out, right? Then second is how you can develop that strategic mindset to be able to solve problems at all times, especially when you are working in a fast-paced company. Hope I'm right. These are your 2 questions, right? All right, so I'm going to start with the first one, right? For the first one, I think we have 2 category of people on this call, right? We have beginners, total beginners, who doesn't even have any idea of what product or project management is. Like, this is their first class. Or those who have developed an idea, they want to like know more about product or project management and see if either product management or project management is a career path for them, right? Then we have those who are like interns, entry level, they're already in the field, they are practicing, they are looking for ways to grow, right? So I'm just going to drop a product roadmap on these 2 niche of people, right? For the first set of people, which I think have the highest category here, which as beginners, right? First and first, when I started, I mentioned that there are so many resources out there that confuses you, right? Which is one thing that confused me when I was starting, because this person is saying this one is saying this. You don't know the one to pick, right? In fact, that was one of the major pain points for organizing this class, right? So first thing first that you need to do, go for a structured program. You have used this class to understand what product management is, what project management is, right? Go for a structured program. Which one do you want to delve into? Product management is like the umbrella, it's broad. You are the problem solver. You are the one giving direction of what to build. A project manager is a specialization under product management, right? You are collaborating team to get things done. You already know what each of them stands. You know your strength. You know where you are coming from, right? Pick your niche. Go for a structured program. See, if there is anything that will give you a solid foundation, is that structured program. Don't just go for, there are free resources everywhere. Yes, fine. But go for a structured. I transitioned into the tech space 3 months in. I started getting different internship role. I was working on 9 internship role when I got my first role 6 months in, right? 6 months in, I got my first role in product management. At that period, I have 4 roles coming for me. I had to pick one and leave the 3, right? And 7 months in, I got the job I'm doing right now, my dream job at Mainstack, right? So it's very important you have a structured foundation. That is what will help you. Free resources are resources that enhances your growth, right? You need them. When you have that strong foundation, you need those free resources to now maybe understand deeper. So just maybe validate what you have understood. Yeah, right. I leverage on free resources a lot, but what I did was I went for a structured program. And it helped me. It helped me gain that foundation. So for a beginner, if you want to go into this niche, you have gotten the basic understanding of what each role is. Go for a structured program. Then while you are doing the program, don't relax. Your course outline will be given to you. Like those who might maybe consider a program with product pointers, your course outline will be given to you, right? You know what to expect in the next class. Before that next class, go and do research. Over time that I have taught students, I see that the most performing students who even become dominant, like leading product managers or project managers in their different industry today, are those who are proactive, right? It doesn't stop at you coming to class, registering your presence. If I'm your coach, you know you can't even do that, right? So let's leave that one. So you can't just come to class and register your presence. You must learn. And the only way for you to learn very well, because it's a 1-hour class, you have to ensure that before that class, you have a basic understanding with those resources. Then come and learn, right? Come and learn. Then at the end of the class, you will have so many questions, because by the time you go through those resources, you have burning questions. The reason why people are confused with those resources is because there's nobody to ask questions. Right now, you are coming to class, you have learned the topic. Let's say the topic is product market fit, right? You have learned that topic, or product life cycle, you've learned it. You have burning questions. So what do I do in this phase, in the introduction phase? What's my responsibility? How do I handle things? By the time your coach comes to class and teach you, then you have questions to ask. Some of them will be answered. Some might not even be touched. Then you ask. It gives you room to build that solid foundation. Then once that foundation is built, it doesn't stop there. You are going to have capstone projects, right? The product management space is evolving. That gone are those days where we communicate our ideas using FigJam, trying to draw or Figma, trying to draw low fidelity wireframe and all of that, right? Today, you can build out your idea using AI tools, right? Now, as a product manager, even before you wrap up your product, your program, your 3-month program, your 12 weeks program, right? You already have projects. That is one thing we hold valuable in product pointers, that by the time you finish, my students don't finish that 12 weeks and start begging for jobs. We have already positioned you, right? You understand how to position yourself. You've gotten your 3 minimum projects that you need to start applying for jobs in your resume. So build up projects. Be proactive. Be somebody who is curious, who wants to learn. Look for ideas, look for gaps, right? You're on WhatsApp, you're on LinkedIn, you're on X, anywhere you are, there are problems everywhere. Look for what people are complaining about. Try to generate ideas, then validate those ideas by conducting research. You'll be taught on how to conduct user research. Conduct research on how to solve this problem, then build it out using AI tools. You'll be taught on how to do that, right? Build this out using AI tools. They embed the link to your resume. So before you wrap up your program, you already have your resume ready. Then start applying for internship roles, start applying for roles, junior roles, and all of that, right? So this is a clear career roadmap that helped me. In my time, it was a struggle. It's not as simple as it is today, because you can't build an AI prototype or AI application that somebody can click on and see the website. No. What we do is to write PRODs using slides, and we embed the link to the slides. So it's not even and some organization doesn't feel like anybody can create slides, anybody can copy anything and put it there. So during our time, it was even a struggle. We had to show up on LinkedIn to show our product thinking sense, so that any organization coming for you knows what you know. They see what you think, they see how you solve problems. So aside you even building this project, position yourself. If X is your favorite platform, position yourself as a product manager. If you're coming from the finance field, announce it. At the end of this class, you can start sharing with your team. I just finished my first day of a product or project management training, and I'm looking forward to delve into product management. As a finance person coming for the finance field, I think my finance skill is transferable, and it's going to help me to build better product, make better financial decisions, right? So you already have these things in you. Is you letting your audience know that, oh, I'm transitioning into this niche, I'm taking a career path into this niche. Then as you learn, as you grow, you've learned a lot from this class. You know what product market fit is. If I tell you many product failing today is just because of this product market fit, you will not know. There are some strategies I mentioned here. If I tell you this is one of the reasons that many organizations today are not where they are supposed to be, you will think it's just talk. right? But if you look at the slide deeper, try to understand, think critically, you will see that there's a whole lot of value that you can implement from this slide, and it's going to help you. So talk about these things, talk about what you think on problem solving, talk about, just generate a problem, talk about what you would do if you are there. Once you share your ideas, organizations see that this person is proactive. See, gone are those days, companies don't go for experience. Oh, this person is a 3 years old product manager. No, they are going for somebody who is proactive, who can think critically, who can solve problems. They are seeing it. That's why it's important you share your journey, right? It's important that you share your journey. So if there is any career roadmap I can give you as a beginner, first thing first, get a structured program. Next thing, ensure that as you are learning, you are proactive, you are increasing your learning base, asking questions in class and all of that. Next thing is to ensure that you are building out products. You are building out products while the program is ongoing, right? You don't wait for the program to end before you ask, okay, so what's next? That's why you see that 10 of you join the class. At the end of the day, 4 are getting jobs. The other 6 is like, what is next? Coach, what should I do? Coach, why this? Like, be there, be proactive, learn. Because coach is sharing a lot of tips. Take notes, right? So don't wait till the end of the class, the end of the program. While the program is ongoing, be building these things for yourself. Be positioning yourself on any social media platform. You see, you can learn this skill and hide it under your table. Even the Bible kicked against it. Can you hide your light? Don't under a bushel. How will the world see the light? So you don't have to hide it. As you are learning it, put it out there. Let the world see. Let them see who you are now, what you know, what you are doing, what you can do, right? And you'll be surprised that before the end of the program, you'll see jobs looking for you. I have a one-on-one student that before 1 month in, this is a twin baby nursing mother. 1 month into our session, somebody was struggling, looking for, say, what's next? Where can I go? Right? 1 month in, we positioned her and she got 3 jobs in her DM. Not like she applied, her DM. Organization investors were reaching out to her. Why? Because we're able to manage her she's coming from the health niche. We manage her transferable skills and niched her down as a health product manager. That is one of the advantages of niching down also. So your transferable skills is not lost, right? That is the roadmap I can give to a total beginner. Then if you are already in the system, right? Like Rukayat now, Halima, I think so. Then some of you here, I think I saw Suleiman also, right? If you are already in the system, right, the best path to go, the best way to go, right? Know that time we were learning, things are evolving. Keep yourself up with the trend, right? Keep yourself up with the trend. Learn how to use these tools to manage projects. Learn how to use these tools to help yourself. I work in a fast-paced company. You know, for some of you who know Mainstack is an international company. It's worldwide, right? I'm their very first product manager. They've launched 3 years before I was employed. I'm their very first product manager. And I was employed as an associate, right? So, but coming in, they don't believe in product managers, right? Because of past experience with contractors. But coming in, I changed the narrative, right? I changed the narrative. So if you are, my company is a fast, you see, people are on December break, right? We are not on break. We are not on break, but we are working from home, right? When they talk about fast pace, like when Rukaya was saying it, I was just smiling because I know where she was coming from, right? My company is fast paced. I came in with 5 products to manage as an associate, right? You have to step up. I can't remember when I came in. I can't remember. I can still remember days that if I have sleep, it could be like an hour. Right? I had to burn the midnight candle. I had to do a lot of things. I had to do a whole lot of research. So one thing is understand the products. Understand what you people are building. It's beyond understanding the features or understanding what this product is. Understand the product. Like I asked during my interview, I even asked my CEO, and I asked, right, what was the initiative behind building this company? I want to see where he is coming from. I want to understand the vision that he has, right? Because it's going to help me set my own vision. So understand the products, carry the vision, understand where you people are going. If it's not there, set it. There are so many things you're going to set aright as you are coming in. If you have a senior product manager, good for you. Be up to them, like be on their neck at all time. I don't have that, right? I only have a CPO who has always been there for me, right? So I'm very proactive. I'm sharing this from my experience so that you learn it too, right? The product management space is evolving every day. Learn. When I came in, I was told they use AI tools to prototype ideas. This is us coming from user flow and low fidelity designs. Where have I learned that? I had to like, okay, can I get the login? I had to sit on that application for hours, do research, check YouTube, see how it is done. Try. When I finally built out something, I shared it with him, like, please, sir, can you review this? You have to be proactive. That is one way to go. That is one way to go. That is how to survive in a fast-paced company, right? Then don't be a solo product manager. Work with your team members. Most time, that's problem you are struggling with, thinking there is no solution. It could be one single question you ask your designer that will make you get that answer, right? Collaborate with your team. That's why they are there. See, build relationship as a product manager, build across teams, call your engineers. I'm thinking about this idea. I'm thinking about this. What do you think from your engineering point of view? They are going to share with you. Yes, they might not have the full context because they are not product managers. Their own is to build. They won't have the full context, but that little thing they're giving to you, you'll be able to amplify it and turn it into something bigger. By the time you are coming with it, they'll be like, wait. So it even makes you valuable before your colleagues, right? So that is a part I can give to you. Get yourself acquainted with the trends, learn new tools as they are coming, right? Learn how to use AI to improve your workflow, right? Learn how to use analytic tools. As a product manager, data is your backup, right? If you are coming to your stakeholders, if you are coming empty-handed with just an idea, it's just like another person coming to say something and they will kick it to the corner. Right? But if you are coming with data, you are coming with facts, you are coming to tell them, I did this, I improve our onboarding flow, they will listen to you because you have data. But if you're coming empty-handed, they will just look at you and like, okay, yeah, that's a good idea, thank you. It's thank you will receive, right? So you need to develop that data-driven mindset as a product manager who is already practicing, right? Then another thing I will tell you, after learning these tools, I'm seeing more hands raising. You guys don't want us to go. Maybe I will just. All right. So as learn analytics tools, learn how to track data, then always track your revenue, right? Know what is coming in as a product manager, know how to grow it, know how to improve it. Money is important. So see, a CEO or a CPO is going to promote a product manager that brings in money than a product manager that is just focused on, let's build this thing and get it done. That is not your responsibility, dear product managers. That is for project managers. Your responsibility is not just to launch features. Your responsibility is to drive that product to its growth level. Ensure that sustainably there's more money coming into the company, right? So, Rukayat, I don't know if these has helped you if this has helped to answer your questions, so that we can go to Halima. Does this answer your questions? Rukayat, are you here? Bumi, I think you can just share a Google document. Share a Google document. Just share the link so that they can just fill in their names, since the attendance link is not opening. Halima, let's have you so that we can wrap up fast. Time is fast spent.
Okay.
Tomorrow is Sunday. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Coach, for this wonderful session. I have got a lot of clarity, honestly. Thank you so much. Thank you. I have
Thank
two
you.
questions. The first question is about the transferable skills, like tech transferable skills. You talked about the first section, like DevOps, what quality assurance, and so on. What about data analytics? Then the
Yeah.
second question is about the product market fit. Like, as a product manager, when will you start looking for that market fit after launching? Like, how many months or years will you be expecting the market fit? Or is it depends on the type of product or the type of market that you launch the product? That is my questions. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you. So, to answer your first question, if QA, DAs, data analytics, maybe scientists, and the rest are transitioning into product management, yes, you can niche down as a data product manager, right? And that transferable skill is like, it's like wealth, right? Because there are so many product managers that have to go and learn data analytics, right? Not because they want to become data analytics, but because they need that data sense to be able to make data-driven decisions, right? To be able to set insights, to be able to like manage their data tools, because you don't just build. After building, you set data, right? You track events to ensure that what you have built, people are actually using it and is giving value. That's why you see that when you are writing your PROD, you ask success metrics, right? You want to know what success looks like to you at the end of the day. And the only way to know is not just assuming and saying, people are using it now. No, right? It's because you are tracking their experience. You are tracking real events, right? Where did user drop off? The users who want to buy this product, did they end up buying it, right? You want to understand all those things. And the only way to understand it is by tracking, right? So you having a data analytics sense and coming into product, oh my God, is a very strong suite for you, right? But that doesn't mean for entry levels, please, if you are not a data person before now, it doesn't mean you should go and learn data analytics, learn QA, learn this and learn that. No, the first thing for you first is to understand what product management is, right? Understand it, know what it is, get job, right? On the job, you will know what you need to learn, right? You know what you need to. All these things are things that can come later. It's not like the foundation. Because the reason why I'm putting it out here is that I don't want people to be misled, right? I have had a lot of product managers send me DM. I'm like, hi, what are you doing now? He said, oh, I'm currently learning data analytics. I'm like, okay, nice. Then in the next few weeks, maybe I ask, what are you doing now? Oh, I'm learning QA. You've not gotten a job. Oh. I'm like, okay, so why are you learning all these keys? Say because they said you need it. They said, no, you knowing that you need it. No. It will even end you confused, because at the end of the day, majority of them could not continue in that field again. Why? Because they've gone to pack in a whole lot of headache into their head, and now they don't even know where they belong, right? They don't know where they, because the human mind is, they don't like struggle. When they see a small struggle, maybe they are be applying to product management roles and they are not getting. When they see small struggle and I say, okay, maybe product management is not for me. Let me just continue with the QA that I've learned. It will just make you to be going zigzag. So for beginners, please pick a niche from all that we have said. If it's product management, if it's project management, pick it, get structure foundation, just learn, right? Learn, get a job. When you get a job, you can pick a niche and know what to improve. It could be data, it could be QA, it could be the technical aspect. It's not like you're coming to write code, but just understand how the products are built from the technical aspect, right? So it could be any of that, right? Any skill is transferable into product management. So that is for the first question Halima asked. So for her second question, Halima, your second question was, when do you know that your product has achieved market fit? Does it have to be with years and all of that? No. Product market fit doesn't have to be with year, right? Does it have to be with year? Which product should I use as example? I think that should be ChatGPT. I think ChatGPT has been in existence, I think, for like 10 years, right? Something like that. That's they were trying to improve it, blah blah blah. And when they launched, like within the first few hours of launching, it gave, was it 10 billion or 10 million, 10 trillion user base, right? So it doesn't have anything to do with the years. Trust me, it doesn't, right? What makes you know that your product has achieved market fit is continuous usage, right? You don't struggle for your users to come back. Let's say we are 56, okay, we are 50 something in this class right now, right? Now let's say that at the end of this class, right? At the end of this class, should I use this class as an example? Okay, let's use our OPA that we are building, right? Now we have launched that OPA. We have launched that OPA. Now, that OPA, we've gotten, maybe as we launched it, we're able to, because before launching, your marketing team are already preparing to get users, right? To get users, like awaiting users, right? That will first use the product, give us feedback on their experience. Right. So let's say after launching, we got 100 users who adopted the product. Right now, those users are going to give you a whole lot of feedback from how their experience using the product, things you need to improve on. Maybe there are a lot of bugs trying to transfer. Their transferring is failing. They are loading a page, like what is going on in the chat session and the link is not opening. That's a bug. That's a problem, right? So they are going to give you feedback. This link is not opening, and Bumi has been trying to ensure that the link finally opens, right? So you, as a product manager, you are trying to make sure that, oh, the functionality is improved and all of that. Right now, by the time you get everything improved, your users are using it, maybe the product's now improved to a certain phase that primary feature that you launched, right? There are no much complaints, users are loving it, they are using it, the thing is growing, right? If it's growing and they are coming back to use that product, right? You know that, oh, this product is doing well. It has not yet achieved market fit, but it's doing well, right? That is one of the goal of the introduction phase. The goal of the introduction phase is to get people to use the product, get them to stay on the product, and get the product to achieve market fit. So if as you are growing that product in that introduction phase, right? Because let's say you have 5 features you want to launch, right? When you were planning the product, but you decide during the MVP, I know some of you will be confused, right? But when you go into the class detail, you understand what MVP means. It's a minimum viable version of your product, right? So let's say that when you launch that MVP, the one feature you launched, you have gotten users to use it, you have used their experience to improve it, right? And you try to expand the product, get all the features launched, right? You got all the features launched, the 4 features or the 5 features, right? Get users to use it. Or maybe while users are using, they're suggesting more features that you see that they are in line with your objective and you are improving it, right? By the time you push this product to a certain level and you see that your user base is growing, it has gotten from 100 to 10,000, right? From 10,000 to 20,000. And because you are tracking data, you are tracking how they are using it, you see that out of this 20,000 or out of the 10,000 you gain, or out of the 200 you gain in February, you got 200 users in February, right? And in March, Out of those 200, 40% of those users, or even more, 50, 60% of those users, they are still using the product. You got 500 users to use the product in March, right? And in April, you see that, 40% of them, at least 40% of them is still on that product, right? So your user base is not dropping below 40%, right? It keeps increasing. It keeps increasing. People keep seeing value. People keep talking about the product. They keep recommending the product. Once you have gotten to that phase, right, it's not overnight. It takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot to do, right? So once it has gotten to that level, you know that, oh yes, you have achieved market fit, right? When your users are using it continuously, they are not dropping off. Your churn rate maybe it's like 10% or 20%, and maybe sometimes 8%. Your churn rate is very, very low. It's not high, right? Churn rate is when I decided to uninstall that bank from my phone and say I'm not using it again, right? I've shown from that product, right? So churn rate is when users say they don't want to use your product again. That's for the beginners here, right? So your churn rate is very low. It's not something that is high, right? And your usage, right? Your active users are increasing daily. You know that, yes, you have achieved market fit. Now you can move to the next phase of your product life cycle. Does this answer you, Halima?
Yes, Mama. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. Time is fast spent. So let's just have Daniel. Daniel is the last person. Adesola, please. Tomorrow you ask your question or drop it in the group. I think I can answer from the group. I can drop a voice note. Yes, Daniel, let's have you. Let's have you. Thank you so much, Adesola. Appreciate you for that. So let's have Daniel before we wrap up for you.
Hello, good evening, everybody.
Good evening, Daniel.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, you can. Can you hear me?
Good evening, yeah.
Yes, hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hello, can everybody hear me? Hello.
Daniel, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Thank you very much for taking out your time to make this program today, day one, a success. I'm very grateful from the beginning, although I came to the program very late. And as I joined, trying to get some things done. The network was so busy, but I could get some knowledge out of your explanation. Quite okay. But my question here is that presently I'm a hardware technician. So I want to know, how can I navigate into a product or project management space? Thank you very much.
Okay, you are a what? What are you doing currently? Daniel, what are you doing currently? Did anybody hear that part? Can you share? I only heard technician.
Presently, I'm a hardware technician.
I didn't get that.
I'm a hardware technician.
Okay, hardware.
Hardware technician, POS hardware technicians at Money Point.
Okay, at Money Points.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I think you said hardware technician, right?
POS hardware technician, yes.
So you are already in the fintech space.
Exactly, yeah.
You see, some of you, you know the answer to this question. People just want to spoil us, right? You have a very good spot, like a very good transferable experience to transition into product management. So you have experience in the hardware field, managing. I can see Tolu here now. I think she knows, right? Managing this product, right? This hardware product, right? In a fintech space, you have understanding of how the products around the fintech space works. It's a very strong suite for you, right? Especially fintech companies today is one of the toughest space for anybody to like dive into when they come into the field, right? But for somebody who already has the space, if you are coming from banking, right? You are coming from finance, you've worked maybe as a, even if as a customer representative in a fintech company, a customer service representative in the bank, right? You can transition into product management and niche down, even if you don't want to niche down in your first phase, right? Even that first phase, your first experience, that experience you are coming with from the fintech space is not totally lost, right? There's a way that experience will be refined that you can even use it in your resume. And organizations will want somebody who already has idea of how things are done in that space, than somebody who is just new to this space, right? So if you have experience with the fintech space already, coming into product management is a strong suite for you. And there are people who has moved from success team, like customer success, to product team, to IT team in the bank, because they transition into product management, right? So you can transition into product management and even apply for transfer of departmental transfer, right? So it's, there can be even internal recruitment of product managers or intern. You can come back in as an intern. I have a friend that works, I want to mention the company now. I have a friend that works in a very big company, like a travel agent company, right? She came in as a customer success, right? A customer success representative. She worked there for 3 years. She transitioned into product management. Then she switched to product management in that same industry, that same company as an intern. Your salary will be slashed, but you have bigger vision. I have a friend currently now, she's a VP of products, right? If you can just maybe browse on your phone at the end of this class, what is VP of products, right? VP of products is when you've left the associate product manager, you become a product manager, you become a senior product manager, you become a product owner. You see, product managers here are giving me crying emoji, right? But do you know how she started, right? It was from a customer success role, right? She now transitioned into product management, and she left a 350K salary to a 50,000 naira salary, right? To a 50,000 naira salary. Her friends were like, "Oh, why are you doing that? 50,000 from 350. You are going to regret this thing, blah, blah, blah." She was like, "I know what I want." Today, as we speak, she's a VP of products. And it didn't take long for her to get all this promotion. So if you have a dream, go for it. If you fall in love with product management in the tech space, you feel like you want to switch niche to product management or project management, maybe you are very good with getting people to get things done, right? You can go for project management. If you are good with owning vision, you are very proactive. Somebody like Utman. If you are like Utman in this place, please go for product management, right? Because Utman has been very, very active, very proactive. He knows how to own the vision. He knows how to get things done. He knows how to get people to buy products, right? So go for product management, right? So if you have these skills, pick one of these niche and dive in, right? Don't look at when I was starting out, I was not looking at, my first role was paying me 70K. 70K, yes, right? Was paying me 70K. But when the increase came, it was like times 5, times 6, right? So it's just don't look at what the beginning is going to pay you, right? Look at the future. You have a goal. Look at what the vision, the future, the goal, the vision, what it owns, and go for it, right? So as a hardware technician, you can dive into product management in the fintech space, and you will do so well. So does that answer your question, Daniel? Oh,
Yes, thank you very much.
all right. Thank you to everyone who has joined the class today. It was amazing having you all in class. Right. Tomorrow is another bigger day. Come with all your burning questions. Drop your questions in the group. Share with us what you learned, the value you got. Don't forget to position yourself. Right. Don't forget to write your career goals, your product roadmap. Right. Ruben, please go and sleep. Thank you, everyone. Your assignment will be dropped. Right. Your assignment will be dropped in the group. Please submit before 12 p.m. tomorrow. There is an assignment group. Try and join the group. There's submit before 2 p.m. tomorrow. See you all in class tomorrow. Have a good night's rest. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.